ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। अद्य मन्त्रमपि परम्परया न पठामि। तदेजति तन्नैजति तद्दूरे तद्वन्तिके तदन्तरस्य सर्वस्य तदु सर्वस्यस्य बाह्यतः भवतु। न सामान्यरीत्या लौकिकरीत्यापि न वक्तुं शक्यते। तदेजति तन्नैजति तद्दूरे तद्वन्तिके तदन्तरस्य सर्वस्य तदु सर्वस्यस्य बाह्यतः। अनुष्टुप् वर्तते मध्ये किमपि न लोकरीत्या व्यवधानं भवेत् परन्तु न सामान्येन अनुष्टुप् वर्तते। पूर्वं किञ्चित् न सामान्येन मन्त्रचतुष्टयस्य सारम्। पूर्वं किमुक्तं न अस्मिन् संसारे लोभरहितेन त्यागमानसेन जीवितव्यं न कदापि न आत्महननं न कर्तव्यं शतं न जनः जिजीविषेत् गृधिम् अकुर्वन् जिजीविषेत् इति उक्तं। कथं जीवितव्यम् इति उक्तं, कथं न जीवितव्यम् इति अपि उक्तं। न आत्महननं न कर्तव्यं परं सर्वथा न शतं वर्षाणि वर्षाणां शतम् उभयथा विभक्तुं शक्यते संसारे कर्म कुर्वन् जिजीविषितव्यम् इति उक्तं। तत्पश्चात् आत्मनः तत्त्वमुक्तम्। आत्मा ब्रह्मैव वर्तते। आत्मा न चतुर्थे मंत्रे ब्रह्म एव आत्मा आत्मा एव ब्रह्म तस्य तत्त्वं कथमस्ति तस्य कारणत्वं न यथा तस्मात् आत्मनः ब्रह्मणः संसारस्य सृष्टिः भवति इत्यादिकं तत्र उक्तम्। इदानीम् अग्रे किञ्चित् समानमिव दृश्यते न यत् चतुर्थे मन्त्रे उक्तं तेन किञ्चित् समानम् इव प्रतिभाति परन्तु यथा वैयाकरणा कथयन्ति व्याख्यानतो विशेषप्रतिपत्तिः नैसन्देहाद् अलक्षणं व्याख्यानेन तत्र नवीनत्वम् अपि उद्भावयितुं शक्यते। Okay, so just I was summarizing. So first, the four, so mantras we covered. First, we were told that we should live in this world with the feeling of equanimity in a way, so not cultivating any kind of negative sentiment, starting with greed. So greed probably brings other negativities. So without these negativities, one should live for 100 years, the full life, and one should never kill the self, kill oneself. So there should not be suicide. So the mention of 100 years also probably bolsters the interpretation that it is against suicide. So in whichever way, so one should not kill oneself in philosophical sense or in normal sense. So that was told. Then to elaborate what is the true reality of Atman, why one should not kill oneself, why one should not be too much oriented towards sensual living, why one should have equanimity. To support that, the fourth mantra taught us about the truth of the true reality of the self, but from the point of view of karana, the point of view of the cause, Atman as the cause. Now, in the fifth mantra, we are going to read. There is some similarity, some sort of overlap, you can say, and then maybe the commentators have to invent why the repetition is there, now why the same thing is said again. So different commentators might have different interpretations. So, but everyone somehow accepts there is some sort of overlap. Okay, so we also can try what is the difference between two mantras later, but first let's listen to Shankara. Okay. Uh, न मंत्राणाम जामितास्तीति पूर्व मंत्रोक्तमप्यर्थम पुनराह पुनराह न अवतरणिका वर्तते मंत्राणाम जामिता नास्ति न नूतनः शब्दः वर्तते नूतनं पदं जामिता न कः अस्य अर्थः तत्र किमपि न चर्चां कुर्मः न मंत्राणां जामिता अस्ति इति पूर्व मंत्रोक्तम अप्यर्थम पुनराह न शंकर भाष्यकार कथयति यद पूर्वमुक्तम तत् एष मंत्रः पुनः कथयति पुनः आह न किमर्थं कथं न पूर्वमन्त्रोक्तम् अपि अर्थं पुनः कथयति एष मन्त्र तत्र न कारणं निमित्तम् उद्भावयति भाष्यकार न मन्त्राणां जामिता अस्ति इति परं जामिता न विरलः शब्दः वर्तते नूतनः शब्दः वर्तते कः अस्य अर्थः मंत्राणाम तत्र आनंदगिरी इति न टीकाकारः वर्तते यः शंकरस्य भाष्यं न उट्टिकति न व्याख्याति तेन उक्तं वर्तते तत्र स्वटीकायां जामिता इति आलस्यं न मंत्राणाम आलस्यं नास्ति न मंत्रः सदा उद्युक्ताः सन्ति एवं कृत्वा यत् महत्वपूर्णं वर्तते तत् पुनः अपि कथयन्ति इति शाङ्करभाष्यस्य शाङ्करभाष्यं तदुपरि आनन्दगिरी च परन्तु जामिता इत्यस्य मद्विचारे तु न यदि तत्र पूर्वं गच्छामः वेदाद आरभ्य न पूर्वस्मिन् ग्रन्थे पश्यामः तर्हि जामि इति भगिनी जामिता इति आनुवंशिक सम्बन्धः न भ्रात्रोः सम्बन्धः भगिन्योः वा सम्बन्धः जामिता जामित्वम् एवं कृत्वा शङ्करस्य विचारे अहं चिन्तयामि मन्त्रः परस्परं सम्बन्धः नास्ति तेषां तथा सम्बन्धः नास्ति यः एकः मन्त्रः कथयति स एव अपरेण मन्त्रेण अपि कथयितुं शक्यते इति तस्य विचारः स्यात् परम् आनन्दगिरेः विचारः पृथक् वर्तते. Okay, let me briefly tell. So Shankara is writing here, giving a justification why this mantra is repeating. He thinks that what is told in the fourth mantra, the same has been told again in the fifth mantra, in a way. So there he gives the reason that mantras have no jamita. So jamita, this is very rare word. So he gives this as a reason, and then we don't know what is jamita first. So we have to check. So the first place we can check easily is sub-commentary, commentary on Shankara's Bhashya. There is Anandagiri's commentary, 11th century, 12th century. So according to him, so maybe he gave this interpretation from the context. Just imagined, I would say. Jamita, he thinks as laziness. So mantras are not lazy. That's why they can say the same thing again and again. It is important. That's why it should be told. It can be told. But if we check older text, maybe before Sankara, then Jamita, Jami is sister, no? And then also a blood relation. So Jamita is like no binding blood relation like relation. So Shankara might have been saying that mantras, they are not that way. It's not one is dependent on the other. No? So one is not that way bound to the other. So what one mantra says, the same thing again another mantra can say. Yeah. So anyway, this is just introduction to this mantra. We have not yet entered the mantra. Okay, but any question, any comment?
किञ्चित् वक्तुकामो अस्मि.
आम् वदन्तु.
तत्र सुब्रह्मण्यशास्त्रीपादैः तत्र काचन टिप्पणी प्रदत्ता यत्र
आम्
जामिता शब्दस्य यद् अर्थद्वयं भवद्भिः उक्तं तस्य किञ्चित् सामञ्जस्यं कर्तुं शक्यते.
तैर् उद्युक्तम्.
परिमलस्य उद्धृति तैः प्रदत्ता तत् मया पठ्यते. जामितापदम् इत्थं परिमले विवृतं सोदर्यवाची जामिता शब्दः तस्य सादृश्य लक्षण इति अभिप्रेत्य शाबरभाष्ये सादृश्यम् इति व्याख्यातः. एकरूपायाः क्रियायाः पुनः तन्द्रा स्याद् इति तस्य दोषत्व पर्यवसानम् आलस्यम् इत्युक्त्या सूचितम्.
आम् न तत्तु अहं चिन्तयामि यद् आनन्दगिरिणा उक्तं न तस्य समाधानाय सामञ्जस्याय एतद् उद्भावितम् इति न वस्तुतस्तु न सादृश्यमेव अर्थः न सादृश्यं तदपि लक्षणया वर्तते न सो एतस्मात् न मूलतस्तु सम्बन्ध एव न सो अस्य अर्थः इति अहं विचारयामि. परन्तु लक्षणया व्यञ्जनया तु तद् वक्तुं शक्यते, परन्तु किञ्चित् दूरे वर्तते आलस्यं मद्विचारे. न
दूरं नीतम्.
Is there anything wrong in repeating? I mean, throughout in the mantra section, there is excessive repetition anyway.
Yeah, actually, yeah. That let me tell there. So, like this is big issue in a way. No? So there are two lines of thinking. Sometimes commentators they invoke this idea of context, and then they say that this is in this particular context. That's why this should be the meaning. So this is one device. But now, as a modern scholars say, in Upanishads or in the Vedas, it's not necessary that they are that way in one discourse. They can be independent. So that is another proposition. So here, why I think Anandagiri is interpreting as alasya, that is, or sadrishya, that is in a way, according to hermeneutics also, it's bad to repeat. So they want to have like compact, very much intact writing. So with that feeling and with that kind of desire, these people probably don't want to say that it's repetition. So that is one sentiment. On the other hand, yeah, like here, so they accept repetition and just say that this is simple, no, alashyam. So, but alashyam actually doesn't solve the problem of repetition. No? So it cannot justify the issue of repetition. So that's why I am not that happy with the interpretation of alashyam.
Yeah. Because in Shadlingas, Anuvada is one of the lingas, right?
Yeah, no, that is according to Mimamsa principle. If there is Anuvada, there is the same thing repeated again, narration is there. It is a kind of dosha. So, no, so this hermeneutic principle. So that's why one way we interpret that would be helpful to Mimamsa way. If we interpret the other way, yeah, it would be good for another kind of sentiment.
Thank you.
Anything else? Okay, yeah. So now let's enter the Vashya. I already recited the mantra. तत् आत्मतत्त्वं यत् प्रकृतं एजति चलति तदेव च न एजति स्वतो नैव चलति स्वतः अचलम् एतत् सत् चलति इव इत्यर्थः। पूर्वं मया किमपि किञ्चित् स्मृतं तत् पूर्वं वच्मि बिफोर आई स्टार्ट इंटरप्रेट द commentary, let me mention one thing. So there is bhashya by Karapatri, so Swami Karapatri, Karapatra Swami. He brings all bhashyas together, and also it was a few decades before, and he has privilege of reading and then contemplating. So he is a follower of Sankara, so that he follows Sankara and then Anandagiri, but he also gives another interpretation, probably borrowed from Uvata Mahidara, another justification. So to avoid repetition. So in that case, the first mantra, the fourth mantra, Chaturtha mantra, आत्मानं कारणतया व्याख्याति, कारणरूपेण उपस्थापयति। पंचम मंत्रः कार्यतया उपस्थापयति इति अपरा व्याख्या वर्तते। So the fourth mantra somehow some people, so including Karapatra as the latest one, one way of interpretation, one way of avoiding this repetition is, and maybe there is some truth, but I like this interpretation. The fourth mantra presents Atman as Brahman, Atman as the source of the world. So Karanataya, the cause of everything. And then this mantra, the fifth mantra, is presenting it as Karyataya, as effect, as in the world, as the world. So this can be another justification. Okay. तद आत्मतत्त्वं यत् प्रकृतं एजति, एकं वाक्यं वर्तते। तद यत् पूर्वमुक्तं चतुर्थे मंत्रे उक्तं आत्मतत्त्वं, आत्मनः तत्त्वं ब्रह्म, मूलतः ब्रह्म, तत् यत् प्रकृतं, यत् प्रसंगे वर्तते, प्रकृतं नाम प्रसंगः। सो यत् प्रकृतं वर्तते, यत् प्रक्रान्तं वर्तते, प्रसंगे वर्तते, तत् आत्मतत्त्वं एजति चलति तदेव च आत्मतत्त्वं न एजति स्वतः नैव चलति, उपाधिना संबंधेन न तु चलति इव दृश्यते, परंतु स्वतः वस्तुतः न चलति, स्वतः अचलम् एव सत् चलति इव दृश्यते इति अर्थः। That true essence of Atman, the reality of Atman, that is in the context that we have started to discuss, that reality in truth, in essence, that doesn't move because it's everywhere. So earlier we had this interpretation that what is everywhere, from where to where it moves. So it moves, but it moves. So but it appears as if it moves, but in fact it doesn't move. So in truth, in reality, it is everywhere, it is all pervasive, it doesn't move. So it can't move, but when it comes in the world, when it evolves in the form of its effects, it moves. So okay, any comment? That is the first pada. Kimcha tad dure varshakoti shatair api abidusam aprapyatvat dura iva. Agre vartate tad dure iti vartate tad puna atmatattvam atmana tattvam dure iva vartate. दूरे इव वर्तते कथम किमर्थम एतदुच्यते वर्षकोटि शतैर अपि अप्राप्यत्वात्। प्राप्तुम अशक्यः अप्राप्यः तस्मात् अप्राप्यत्वात्। केषां न सर्वेषां परन्तु अविदुषां ये आत्मतत्त्वं न जानन्ति तेषां कृते निकटे वर्तते तथापि प्राप्तुं न शक्यते एवं कृत्वा दूरे वर्तते। वर्षकोटिशतैरपि न ते न कल्पनया उच्यते वर्षाणां कोटिशतैरपि न सो संवत्सराणां वर्षाणां कोटिशतैरपि तैः प्राप्तुं न शक्यते यदि ते न जानन्ति आत्मतत्त्वं, यदि ते आत्मतत्त्वं ज्ञातुं न यतन्ते वृथैव संसारे एव आत्मानं प्राप्तुं यतन्ते तर्हि तैः न अविद्वद्भिः प्राप्तुं न शक्यते कदापि न वर्षशतैरपि वर्षसहस्रैरपि वर्षलक्षैरपि वर्ष न कोटिभिरपि वर्षकोटिशतैरपि न तैः अविद्वद्भिः आत्मा प्राप्तुं न शक्यते। एतस्मात् कारणात् दूरे वर्तते। वस्तुतः दूरे नास्ति न सो सर्वत्र वर्तते, अत्रैव वर्तते, इदानीमेव प्राप्यते। यदि न चक्षुः उन्मील्यते चेत्, यदि न उन्मील्यते चेत् तर्हि दूरे इव वर्तते। तदु अन्तिके समीपे अत्यन्तम् एव विदुषां न सो उ न अपरस्मिन् प्रसंगे न अपरया रीत्या तत् आत्मतत्त्वम् अन्तिके समीपे निकटे एव वर्तते, अत्यन्तम् एव समीपे वर्तते, पार्श्वे एव वर्तते न स्वस्मिन् एव वर्तते, अत्रैव वर्तते। केषां विदुषां ये विद्वांसः सन्ति तेषाम् अत्यन्तं समीपे वर्तते न तेषां तु स्वम् एव वर्तते आत्मतत्त्वम्। एवं कृत्वा दूरे नास्ति। आत्मत्वात् न केवलं दूरे अन्तिके च। एवं कृत्वा उभयथा संयोज्यते। दूरे वर्तते अविदुषां ये जानन्ति न विदन्ति तेषां कृते तु अन्तिके एव वर्तते, स्वम् एव वर्तते। ओके, किंच फर्दरमोर that essence, truth of Atman, that is far, but commentator interprets as if it is far. No? So in truth, in fact, it is not far. It is no, the mantra is saying that it is far. It appears so as if it is far. Why? The reason is it is impossible to obtain, impossible to reach for those people who are ignorant, no? So who do not know its reality, its truth. No? So for them, they may strive for ages, they may strive for eons. He is using no, hundreds of crores of years. So this is no, the somehow saying that it is impossible. No? So they may try not for days, but for years, but for ages, they can't reach it if their eyes are not opened to this reality. But on the other hand, no? So this is light opposition. So, but on the other hand, that truth of Atman, that truth of the universe, that is here and now, no? So antike is just near you. So atyantam eva samipe, no? So extreme proximity. So it is in extreme proximity for those people who are educated, whose eyes are opened to this truth. So this way, Atmatva, the truth of universe, the truth of you, yourself, that is the self, that is you. So that's why if you know yourself, it is here and now, it is you. If you don't know it that way, then it is it's here and now, it is you, and then you can't recognize it, then you can never find it. It's always far, it's distant. Okay, so the first half is complete. Any question, comment? No?
Tad dure and antike. It could also refer to just the objects, right? Because it's the same thing. Because the previous one does refer to actual movement and stillness. So the second line could also refer to, it's the same self that pervades objects that are at a distance and objects that are closer by, instead of in terms of knowledge.
We can interpret that way. Let's wait for that. But Shankara is talking about Atma Tattva. So he is taking Tattva as Atman, and he is saying that it is yourself, it is individual self, it is that is the nearest thing. But if you don't know it, it is the farthest, most distant. So this is one way. But if you simply you can say, going beyond the Shankara's this interpretation, you can say that whatever is there that is not so near you, or in distance, everything in the world, everything far and near, so everything moving or not moving, so all of them, they are actually the Brahma,
Isha,
Atman.
yeah.
That you can say. But Shankara is starting from the center of your own self, and then saying that very truth, that very essence is it is near. So he interprets from the point of view of access. Yeah, maybe you will come to that point. No, that second interpretation also at some point. Let's see.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, if any volunteer wants to read, so maybe for the sake of engagement, I would be happy. So if anyone wants to read the line and then I interpret, that also would be nice. Anyone?
I mean, I can read one line.
Yeah, okay. Okay, go ahead.
Tad antaha abhyantare asya sarvasya ya atma sarvantaraha iti shrutehe asya sarvasya jagato namarupa kriyatmakasya tad u sarvasya asya bahyataha vyapyatvat akashavat niratishaya sukshmatvat antaha prajnanaghana eva Brihadaranyupanishad iti shasana nirantarancha.
Sasanat nirantaram cha. Bhavatu tad antaha abhyantare asya sarvasya. tat mantrad vartate, pratikam vartate, tat antaha padacheda asya sarvasya. Purvam padam chinatti, tad pasat yad agre bhaktavyam tad bhakti vashyakara. Tad antaha iti abhyantare. Tatra abhyantare iti vartate, tadapi sambhavati abhyantare samanyataya abhyantare bhavati. Tad atma tattvam antaha vartate, sarvasya antaha vartate. Kasya antaha asya sarvasya antaha vartate. Antaha iti abhyantare vartate. Asya sarvasya पुनः अग्रे मध्ये बृहदारण्यकोपनिषदः तत्र उद्धरणं वर्तते. तद अग्रे अस्य सर्वस्य इत्यस्य व्याख्या वर्तते. अस्य सर्वस्य इति कस्य? अस्य इति किं? कः? जगत्. सो जगतः अस्य इति जगतः. जगत् कीदृशः? नाम रूप क्रियात्मकः. सो जगतः नाम रूप क्रियात्मकस्य अन्तः आभ्यन्तरे एतदेव वर्तते, तदेव वर्तते, आत्मा एव वर्तते. सो यत् सर्वव्यापी वर्तते ब्रह्म उत आत्मा उत पुरुष, सो यथा कथंचित् वक्तुं शक्यते. तत्तत्त्वं तत् विश्वतत्त्वं, तत् आत्मतत्त्वं, तत् ब्रह्मतत्त्वं, तत् नाम रूप क्रियात्मकस्य जगतः अन्तः आभ्यन्तरे वर्तते. बहिः जगत् दृश्यते, बहिः नाम दृश्यते, रूपम दृश्यते, क्रिया वा दृश्यते, परंतु अंतः आभ्यंतरे तो ब्रह्म एव वर्तते, आत्मा एव वर्तते. No? Okay, so this is the third pada. So tad antarasya sarvasya. First we divide tad antaha, then asya sarvasya. Then Shankara glosses asya sarvasya with jagataha nama rupa kriyatmakasya. So this reality of Atman, this reality of Brahman is inside this, what is here, everything in front of us, everything in existence, within, inside, all of that is Brahman, is Atman, is that truth, let's say. Now, so even that is unnameable. So if you give a name, that is already Jagat, that is already, so here, so it is not transcendental. So even if you take even Brahma or Atman, Purusha as name, there is trouble. So this is just words are needed to, to interpret, to present, but we have to go beyond words. So inside all this, inside everything in existence is this truth, this universal truth that is everywhere, that is inside everything, that is near, that is far. And then to prove that, if, Shruti doesn't need any proof, no, any evidence, but still, so he takes tad antarasya sarvasya as a pratijya, as proposition, and Bhashyakara, Shankara presents another Shruti. Actually, one Shruti can support another Shruti. So this is not just a reason, but it is, so he quotes another Shruti that is coming from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. I forgot to supply the numbers, but Ya Atma Sarvantaraha. So this way Brihadaranyaka Upanishad teaches. So that is the truth, that is the ultimate truth, which is inside everyone. So everyone in existence. So that is Atma. So that way Brihadaranyaka Upanishad presents. So that's why
Gurudev,
tad antarasya
341.
sarvasya, tad antar asya sarvasya. This goes very well with another Sukla Yajurveda Upanishad, Brihadaranyaka. So then he glosses asya sarvasya with jagataha nama rupa kriyatmakasya. This is nama rupatmakam jagat. Normally they mention nama and rupa, but he adds here kriya too. And again, this goes back to Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. There is one in the first chapter, there is one section where the truth is truth, and then it gets names when it has a certain form or when it has certain action. So that way we give names. In a way we make it fragmented, we divide it, we characterize it, and gradually we forget what is the truth behind. So that is the nature of Jagat. So Jagat, the world that is in existence, that has evolved from this omnipresent Brahman, omnipresent truth, that can be characterized, that is so characterized by way of name, form, and action, and then lost. So we are lost there. So Shruti is reminding us of the truth that is deep inside everything in existence. So go beyond Nama, Rupa, and Kriya, and you will find that truth there. Okay. Any question there in this third pada? If not, then I can go to the next, the fourth pada. All right.
In my Bhashya, the sutra is Brihadaranyaka Upanishad 341. 3/41.
Yeah, okay. Okay, fine. Okay, I go further. Tad u sarvasya asya bahyatah pratikam vartate na mantrad aniyate. व्यापित्वाद आकाशवद निरतिशय सूक्ष्मत्वाद अंतः वर्तते प्रज्ञान घन इति शासनात् निरंतरम च। तद उ न अपरस्मात् तदेव आत्मतत्त्वं सर्वस्य अस्य जगतः बाह्यतः अपि बहिरपि वर्तते, न केवलम् अन्तः वर्तते। यदि अन्त एव वर्तते तर्हि यद् बहिः वर्तते तद् न अपरं तत्त्वं भवेत्। एवं कृत्वा तत्र किमपि अन्यत् तत्त्वं नास्ति। अन्तः बहिश्च आत्मा एव वर्तते, ब्रह्म एव वर्तते इति उच्यते। शंकरः न पदशः अत्र व्याख्यां न करोति। पुनः न किमर्थम् अन्तः वर्तते, कथं सर्वस्य अन्तः वर्तते तद् पुनः कथयति। तद् अग्रे न भावार्थं ददाति। व्यापित्वात् आकाशवन् निरतिशय सूक्ष्मत्वात् अन्तः न एतत् तत्त्वं सर्वस्य अन्तः वर्तते। कथं न कया युक्त्या सर्वस्य अन्तः वर्तते, व्यापित्वात् सर्वव्यापी वर्तते। एवं कृत्वा सर्वस्य अन्तः वर्तते। आकाशवद् यथा आकाशः सर्वत्र वर्तते, व्यापी वर्तते, एवमेव आत्मा ब्रह्म आकाशवद् व्यापित्वात् सर्वस्य अन्तः वर्तते। निरतिशय सूक्ष्मत्वाच्च न सो एतद् सूक्ष्म वर्तते निरतिशय न तत्र सूक्ष्मता अपि तत्र तारतम्येन भवति न किं मनुष्यापेक्षया न पिपीलिका सूक्ष्मा वर्तते न मनुष्योपि गजापेक्षया सूक्ष्म वर्तते। परंतु निरतिशय सूक्ष्म तत्र सूक्ष्मतायाः अतिशयः ब्रह्मणि वर्तते, आत्मनि वर्तते। तस्मात् सूक्ष्मतरं किमपि नास्ति। एवं कृत्वा सर्वस्य अन्तः सर्वस्मात् सूक्ष्मः आत्मा वर्तते। कथं पुनः अग्रे कथयति भाष्यकारः, प्रज्ञान घन एव इति शासनात्। पुनः बृहदारण्यक उपनिषद वर्तते। प्रज्ञान घन एव वर्तते आत्मा न सो प्रज्ञान घन इति अन्तः बहिश्च समानम् एव वर्तते, अन्तः बहिश्च तदेव वर्तते। एवं कृत्वा प्रज्ञान घन सर्वत्र consciousness no? So it is solid consciousness, so it is there is nothing. So why it is called ghana, dense no? So it is beyond consciousness, beyond this pure consciousness, or beyond no consciousness. We have to put in inverted commas no? So within inverted commas, otherwise it would be problematic. So this is defined prajnana, defined consciousness, which is so some in some place it is manifest, in some other places it is not manifest. So but it is everywhere, so there is no space for anything else, like a solid lump of sugar or solid lump of salt. So it's every so in every part it is sweet, it is salty. So the same way the truth, the Brahman, Atman, that is pervading this world, that is everywhere in every part, every particle, it is itself. So there is no space for anything else. So that way Shruti tells, this way it is everywhere, as well as everywhere inside. So inside, within everything, as well as so externally, outside, everything. That's why he gives iti shasanat, according to this teaching, nirantaram cha, there is no gap. So it is it's inside as well as outside. That means there is no gap. It's covering, it is densely pervading so everything, inside, outside. Okay. Again, any question, any discussion there?
आचार्य मम एकः प्रश्नोऽस्ति अत्र मन्त्रे प्रथमे पादे तदेजति तन्नैजति इत्युक्तं तस्माद् एजनम् अनेजनं च उभयम् आत्मनः विशेषणत्वेन प्रस्तुतं किन्तु शङ्करेण उक्तम् एजनमेव परमार्थसत्यम् अनेजनं तु आभासमात्रम्
न अनेजनं तु वस्तु सत्यम्
आमामां परमार्थसत्यम् आम् अत्र मम प्रश्नोऽस्ति कथं निर्णीतम् एतद् आचार्येण यद् अनेजनमेव वस्तु सत्यम् एजनं तु आभासमात्रम् इति
यतः एषः अद्वयवादी वर्तते
वेदान्तशास्त्र सिद्धान्तं त्यक्त्वा उपनिषदि किञ्चित् लभ्यते येन निर्णेतुं शक्यते
न तत् शक्येत न तत्र उपनिषत्सु न एकस्मिन् प्रसंगे द्वैतमिव दृश्यते अपरस्मिन् प्रसंगे अद्वैतमिव दृश्यते यः द्वैतवादी वर्तते स द्वैतमेव वस्तु सत्यम् अद्वैतं तु न आभासते अद्वैतं तु लक्षणया इति व्याख्याति यः अद्वैतवादी वर्तते स अद्वैतवादी वर्तते स अद्वैतमेव परमार्थ सत्यम इति वदति द्वैतं तु आभासते द्वैतं तु सांसारिकं सत्यम इति व्याख्याति
आम् अपि च किञ्चित् प्रमाणम् अस्ति पूर्वस्मिन् मन्त्रे चतुर्थे यद् यत्रोक्तं तिष्ठत् अन्यान् अत्येति इति यदि एतत् स्वीक्रियते चेत् तदा आत्मा वस्तुतः अचलः एव इति
आम् आम् न तथा यथा मया अपि पूर्वमुक्तं चतुर्थ मन्त्र कारणतया आत्मानं विवृणुते इति न सो तत्र अनेजत् इति वर्तते न तत्र तिष्ठत् इति वर्तते तस्य व्याख्या न अद्वयरीत्या कर्तुं शक्यते न सो कृत्वा तत्पश्चात् पूर्वं वस्तु सत्यम् उपस्थाप्यते चतुर्थेन मन्त्रेण तत्पश्चात् पंचमेन मन्त्रेण तु न विश्वमयस्य तत्त्वस्य विश्वमयस्य आत्मना ब्रह्मणा व्याख्या क्रियते इति सुष्ठु प्रतिभाति
भवतु धन्योऽस्मि
आम् okay so let me briefly summarize so he is asking that which one is the truth no? So like anejanam it's not moving it's non-dualistic that is the ultimate truth and then what is in the world what is immanent that is secondary that is just appearance but the point is in Upanishads in different discourses sometimes we have the teaching that it suggests that the truth is plural no? So in some other context we feel that we see that it is the truth is non-dual no? So truth is not plural everything goes back to one truth one reality so and then shastrakaras bhashyakaras they according to their interest their faith devotion they interpret one as literal take that as literal and the other as metaphoric secondary so that way they can find their way so they can say that the actual truth is plural or the actual truth is singular we can't exactly say that and some other they say that we can combine it can be qualified so qualified non-dual and so on but yeah it is difficult and also for practical reason we can say that just you can take it one way or the other way so you can subscribe to one shastrakara vashyakara or the other according to your inclination so and in our text itself in a way now we are reading Shankara and his argument is fine I would say and in the fourth mantra first it is presented as anejat not moving no? So it is fixed. Yeah. So one, and then in the second one, we are told further that when it comes in the form of the world, it appears. It can again so appear differently. So that way, though it was not moving, though in fact it is not moving, it is moving. So that way we can interpret. Right?
Could I just ask a question? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I know you touched on this last week, but course Shankara keeps referring to it as it, the Atman, which Atman is normally masculine noun. But
Yeah.
I know you touched on this last week, but why does he refer to it in the neuter all the time?
Yeah, okay, let me tell. Yeah, so first of all, now in grammar, we have samanye napumsakam. When you are not giving specific description, then you can just say that this, and as also in our language, we say this, that, it, so these pronouns. But from philosophical point of view, we can go a bit deeper and say that when we see the truth, even we can start with practical reality. We have in front of us a glass or a pot, and first we capture it as it. No? So then that would be somehow nirvikalpaka. No? So there is no conceptualization. You first become aware of something in front of you as it. No? It, and then on top of that you conceptualize and you start to impose name, form, color, adjective, modification, and so on. No? So from a Vedantic point of view also, we can say that that truth that is underlying everything, that is, linguistically we can say that it. So there is something referred as it or as tat, as etat, and then that etat or tat will be later pervaded, so kind of imposed, somehow superseded by the name you give.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So the truth of everything existent is even to use this sat or existent would be wrong from fundamental point of view. That is already a name, already one way of characterization. So the belief is that the philosophical proposition is that the truth is beyond any conceptualization. Maybe that is in the background. So that's why so this kind of very much pervading pronoun is used.
Okay, thank you. That's very helpful. Thank you.
The previous gentleman's question, I had the same doubt as well as to which of the two is the real, but I resolved in my own mind as, Satyam, if we are looking for Satyam, if you look at it as Trikala Abhaditam,
yeah,
then it can only be an Ejat, it cannot be Ejati, right?
Yeah, no, that is fine. But again, if you, as earlier also I said, if you stick to this Satyam, so as too much, so Satyam as a name, Satyam as a truth, Satyam as a being, so existent. So at the cost of non-existent, non-existent in the sense that unmanifest. So don't exaggerate any name. So that's why you have to be aware that whatever word you use, whatever name you use, that would be wrong. That would be limiting yourself, limiting the truth. So that's why, we have to negate names. I would say they use pronoun. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Agre gacchama kim? Okay. Tarhi agre vartate yastu sarvani bhutani atmanyevanupashyati sarvabhuteshu chatmanam ततो न बिजुगुप्सते काण्वरीत्या माध्यन्दिनरीत्या तत्र पाठभेदः वर्तते यस्तु सर्वाणि भूतानि आत्मन्येवानुपश्यति सर्वभूतेषु चात्मानं ततो न विचिकित्सति न तत्र भावार्थस्तु समानमेव समान एव परन्तु न कथारीति किञ्चित् पृथक् वर्तते इदानीं न पंचमे मंत्रे चतुर्थे च मंत्रे तत्वं कीदृशम् आत्मतत्वं कीदृशम् उत न यत् तत्वं वर्तते यत् न अनाम तत्वं वर्तते न अरूपं तत्वं वर्तते अक्रियं तत्वं वर्तते परन्तु न सर्वानुस्यूतं वर्तते तत्तत्वं कीदृशम् अस्ति इति न मन्त्रद्वयेन न द्वाभ्यां मन्त्राभ्यां व्याख्यातम् इदानीं यः आत्मतत्त्वं जानाति ब्रह्मतत्त्वं जानाति तस्य फलं किं न यः जानाति सः किं प्राप्नोति को लाभः इति उच्यते okay, so the previous two mantras, the first three mantras told you how to live, how not to die, no? So how not to kill. So that was how to live, how to fare well in this world. That was there in first three mantras. Then in fourth and fifth mantras, we are told what is the nature. No? So what is the truth of the universal essence? So that truth, that is at the bottom of everything or at the peak of everything. So how is that? That is described in multiple ways, let's say. So in every pada you have a different way of presenting it. So it is described that way. Again, it is not, as I posted on Facebook, you cannot have, there is no possibility of describing this truth by way of positive descriptions. But still, for mundane people, so as it goes among us, so we have to use positive ways, positive descriptions that will lead us towards the actual truth. So maybe at the end, we have to follow the way of neti neti. So that way, so these two mantras, they in a way combined positive as well as negative way of description and presented the truth of Atman, truth of Brahman. Now, the following mantras, the sixth and seventh, I would say, these are telling us that if we know this kind of truth, if we have access to this kind of truth, what will be the gain? What will be the advantage? What will be the result? That is told in the following two mantras. Okay. I don't interpret the mantra. You will find the meaning anyway. So let's enter Bhashya. Yastu paribrat mumukshuhu sarvani bhutani abhyaktadini sthavarantani atmanyeva anupashyati atma vyatiriktani na pashyati. No? Yastu sarvani bhutani atmanyeva anupashyati. पूर्वार्धं वर्तते पद्यस्य न वाक्यम् अपूर्णमेव वर्तते न सो यः पश्यति स न बिजुगुप्सते एवं वाक्यं वर्तते पूर्वं अस्मिन् न सो यदि भागे वर्तते यस्तु यः कः परिव्राट् मुमुक्षुः यः सर्वाणि भूतानि आत्मन्येव अनुपश्यति यह कह न यह कोपि तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि आत्मनि द्रष्टुं न शक्नोति न परिव्राट एव शक्नोति मुमुक्षु एव शक्नोति शक्नुयात् नाम यदि कोपि शक्नुयात् परिव्राट एव शक्नुयात् मुमुक्षु एव शक्नुयात् इति भाष्यकार भाष्यकार कथयति यस्तु न विशिष्टः कर्ता परिव्राट, यह परिव्रजति इति परिव्राट न सन्यासी, मुमुक्षुः न मोक्षस्य इच्छा वर्तते यस्य स मुमुक्षुः, सर्वाणि भूतानि न तस्य व्याख्या वर्तते अव्यक्तादीनि स्थावरान्तानि, अव्यक्ताद् आरभ्य न स्थावर पर्यन्तम्, अव्यक्तादीनि स्थावरान्तानि सर्वाणि भूतानि आत्मनि अनुपश्यति, आत्मनि एव द्रक्ष्यति, आत्म व्यतिरिक्तानि न पश्यति, न स आत्मतया एव पश्यति, तानि सर्वाणि भूतानि आत्मनः व्यतिरिक्तानि न सन्ति परन्तु आत्मभूतानि एव सन्ति इति पश्यति, तादृशः जनः, तादृशः मुमुक्षुः न बीजुगुप्सते, न स्वत अन्ते आगच्छति न. Okay, so let me briefly tell. So whoever, so here this whoever is not just open. No? So whoever means whoever is able to see this way, whoever is, and then particularly Shankara emphasizes on renunciation, sannyasa. So that's why he interprets, he glosses here. He says yaha. So whoever here qualifies. No? So mumukshu, who is after, who seeks freedom, who seeks moksha, and paribrat. So paribrat is mendicant, like who is literally it means wandering mendicant. So it comes from pari plus braj, that root, and then quip, and then you have this paribrat. So who a wanderer, seeker of truth, seeker of freedom. So such person who sees every existent being, every existent reality in this world, and that is glossed with abhyaktadini sthavarantani, beginning with abhyakta, unmanifest, that is the first evolution, let's say, from Brahman, and ending with sthavara, that is immobile, like stone, so the insentient and immovable entities. So all of these sees in oneself, within oneself. So anupashyati is again and again. It is not just once your guru teaches and you arbitrarily you see so yourself in your wife, in your son, in your property, or you can extend it and then see in everything. But anupashyati, so the repeatedly, that means continuously. So who can see, who's yeah, as a practice or as a realization. So whoever is able to see, so meditatively, contemplatively, in everything the self, the truth. So or in another way, so who sees everything in existence not different from one's own self. Maybe practically that can be the starting point. So such a person, he na bijugupsate. If we follow na bijugupsate, bijugupsate is he doesn't hate. So he doesn't, if he sees oneself everywhere, or the truth everywhere, he can't hate. So he can't kick, or he can't discard anything. So he will embrace everything. So there will be no greed, there will be no hate, there will be no tussle, no trouble. So that would be the reward, that would be the gain of seeing the truth. So even with auto-suggestion in the beginning, I would say. But there is in Madhyandina Patha, there is another reading which na bichikitsati. So in that case, it would be, you would have no doubt. So bichikitsa is samshaya, bichikitsa is doubt. So such a person who that way, so as a practice in meditation, sees the self, the truth in everything. So or so he sees that way the truth finally. So there will be no doubt left for him. So he would not hesitate. So you can again interpret, he would not hesitate to act in the world. So he would be the real person who can be, you know, so, active in the world, help the world, who has this kind of insight into the truth. Okay. Okay, sorry, yeah, there is further sarva bhuteshu cha atmanam. So it is not just one way but both ways. Sanskritam anusarama, bhashyam anusarama, yastu paribrat mumukshu sarvani bhutani abhyaktadini sthavarantani atmanyeva anupashyati atma vyatiriktani na pashyati punascha agre sarvabhuteshu teshu eva cha atmanam tesamapi bhutanam swam atmanam atmattvena pashyati. No? Madde kimapi atiriktam sthapitam vartate vakyasya अन्वयस्तु यह स्वम आत्मानम आत्मत्वेन पश्यति ततो न बीजगुप्सते अन्ते वर्तते दंडादाग्रे न सो दंडद्वयान्तराले यद विशिष्टं वक्तव्यम् अस्ति तद न मध्ये वर्तते. Who sees, as actually I already covered that sarva bhuteshu cha atmanam. So who sees everything in oneself and oneself or the self in everything. Sarva bhuteshu teshu eva cha atmanam pashyati. Atmani tan pashyati teshu atmanam pashyati. No? So ubhayatha. It is not just one way traffic, both ways. No? So सर्वभूतेषु तेषु च आत्मानं पश्यति तेषामपि भूतानां स्वम् आत्मानं आत्मत्वेन पश्यति. अत्र तत्र ते न व्यक्तयः सन्ति तेषां यद् प्रत्यग आत्मा वर्तते न अतिरिक्तायमानम् अतिरिक्तम् इव व्यक्तिभूतम् इव यद् वर्तते तदपि वस्तुतः एकमेव यद् अनेजत् एकम् आत्मतत्त्वं वर्तते ब्रह्मतत्त्वं वर्तते आत्मतत्त्वं वर्तते तदेव वर्तते इति आत्मत्वेन न तेषाम् आत्मानम् आत्मत्वेन परमात्मत्वेन आत्मतत्त्वरूपेण पश्यति. तस्य व्याख्या आभ्यन्तराले वर्तते न. सो यः तथा पश्यति स न बीजगुप्सते इति वाक्यस्य अन्वय. मध्ये किं भक्ति भाष्यकार तत् पठामः. यथा अस्य देहस्य कार्यकरण संघातस्य आत्मा अहम सर्व प्रत्यय साक्षीभूतश्चेतयिता केवलो निर्गुणः न यथा यथा येन प्रकारेण मम यः आत्मा वर्तते स अस्य देहस्य आत्मा वर्तते. देहावच्छिन्न आत्मा वर्तते. स आत्मा कार्यकरण संघातस्य आत्मा वर्तते. कार्यकरण न संघातः इति न यत् शरीरे वर्तते न इंद्रियादिकं न सुख दुःखादिकं च तत् सर्वस्य न कार्यकरण संघातस्य न द्रष्टा भोक्ता इव कर्ता इव आत्मा वर्तते. न साक्षी वर्तते. कार्यकरण संघातस्य साक्षी वर्तते देहे आत्मा. सर्व प्रत्यय साक्षीभूत न प्रत्यय इति ज्ञानम न सर्व ज्ञानानां सर्व प्रत्ययानां यद्यद् भवति यद्यद् अनुभूयते तस्य सर्वस्य एष आत्मा साक्षी वर्तते. साक्षीभूतः वर्तते. चेतयिता वर्तते. अनुभविता वर्तते. न सो चेतते इति चेतयति इति चेतयिता. सो साक्षीभूत सर्व प्रत्यय साक्षीभूत यथा अस्मिन् देहे आत्मा न वस्तुतः स केवलः निर्गुणः वर्तते. न सो वस्तुतत्वे तु न यः देहावच्छिन्नः मत् अनुभव साक्षीभूतः आत्मा वर्तते स तत्त्वतस्तु निर्गुणः वर्तते. केवलः वर्तते. यथा न विश्वे न विश्वोत्तीर्णे वर्तते तथैव अत्रापि वस्तुतः तत्त्वतस्तु साक्षीभूतः मम आत्मा निर्गुणः एव वर्तते. केवल एव वर्तते. न सो अन्यैः असंपृक्तः एव इंद्रियादिभिः मनसा च असंपृक्त एव वर्तते। अनेनैव प्रकारेण अनेनैव स्वरूपेण अव्यक्तादीनां स्थावरान्तानाम् अहमेव आत्मा इति सर्वभूतेषु च आत्मानं निर्विशेषं यस्त्वनुपश्यति। अनेनैव प्रकारेण इति साक्षी रूपेण, केवलेन रूपेण, निर्गुणेन रूपेण एष एव आत्मा, यह मम प्रत्यगात्मा वर्तते, स केवल निर्गुण पूर्णः आत्मा, स एव आत्मा अव्यक्तादीनामपि स्थावरान्तानां न सर्वासां व्यक्तीनाम् आत्मा वर्तते इति ज्ञात्वा, इति विचार्य, इति संपश्य, सन्दृश्य सर्वभूतेषु आत्मानं निर्विशेषम् अनुपश्यति। सर्वभूतेषु सर्वासु व्यक्तिषु निर्विशेषतया न सो अत्र देहे कदाचित् विशिष्टतया आत्मानं जन अनुभूयात्, परन्तु वस्तुतत्वे यः प्रत्यग आत्मा वर्तते स केवल एव वर्तते, निर्गुण एव वर्तते, निर्विशेष एव वर्तते, एवं च सर्वत्र स एव आत्मा तदेव तत्त्वं वर्तते इति निर्विशेषं अपृथक्त्वेन यः पश्यति, अनुपश्यति, पुनः पुनः अनुध्यायति, स ततः न विजुगुप्सते। ततः इति सामान्येन तस्मात् कारणात्, तस्मात् ज्ञानात् न स विद्वान्, तस्मात् ज्ञानात्, तेन न ज्ञानेन कारणेन न विजुगुप्सते, न जनान् भूतान् न विजुगुप्सते, घृणां न करोति, विजुगुप्सां न करोति, गृधिं न करोति, द्वेषं न करोति इति व्याख्या वर्तते। Okay, as I am here, the witness, that is my true nature. I am not polluted by anything like that is effect, like feelings of suffering or happiness or emotions, sense faculties, even this body. In fact, in truth, I, as Atman, as the self, I am not affected by all these things existing in the body, in the bodily existence. But I am the witness consciousness. I am the experiencer, witness. So witness experience. So that way I am exalted. I am transcendent even within the body. I am beyond the qualities, beyond the characterization. The same way, in every individual existent realities in the world, it is this self, this is me. So if I am this essence, I am this truth, then the same truth is in this every individual being. So this way, who meditates and gradually realizes this truth, so because of this truth, because of this vision, because of this insight, such a person, he never hates anything. He never hate or disgust. Actually, bijugupsa is hate or disgust. So there is no partiality. So there is no discrimination. So he would never discriminate. Maybe in modern terminology, we can say he would never discriminate anything, anybody in existence. So that way, that would be for his benefit. So also for the benefit of the world, but it will be first of all his benefit. He would not discriminate. He would not be partial. He would not hate. He would not covet. So this will be the benefit. Okay. Any question there? Otherwise, I can go further. No?
Are they two different exercises? Seeing oneself and everything in oneself. Are they?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it?
I was saying both way traffic in a way, so it depends. So it is in essence it is the same thing, but maybe these can be two different modes of meditation. So when you meditate, so you can start with first, if you are in a way self-centric, so maybe that can be easy for mundane people, that you start to see yourself in everything, no? So and then gradually maybe you can see probably no, the other way around. So maybe you can't see everything like Krishna can see, you know, like he showed his Vishwarupa. Maybe within yourself, if you don't have this kind of Vedantic insight, maybe it is difficult to see everything within you, perhaps. No, but maybe this is a matter of choice and maybe matter of taste and inclination. So you
Yeah.
can maybe start one way or the other way. Maybe that's why the mantra is putting it both ways.
Yeah, no, but one technically one is it's not like the first sentence is incomplete and you need the second sentence to complete the knowledge. Even the first
I am
sentence.
saying that actually you have a dependent clause. No? So yastu bhutani sarvani atmanneva anupashyati sarva bhuteshu atmanam cha anupashyati. These two are complementary, but these both are up to pada C, that is dependent clause. And then you have the final thing, tato na bijugupsate.
Thank you.
Yeah, grammatically it should be that way. Yaha is there, then you should have, you know, so the that is dependent and you have sa.
आचार्य
Vadantu.
एष मन्त्रः अन्यथापि व्याख्यातुं शक्यते इति न मम मतिः किन्तु ओलिवेल् महोदयस्य मतिः एवं ततः इत्युक्ते तस्माद् मुमुक्षोः परिव्राजः आत्मा न विजुगुप्सते इत्युक्ते आत्मा स्वयं गोपयितुं न नेच्छति इत्येवम् अवगत व्याख्यानं
सुष्ठु वर्तते तत् भवितुं शक्नोति इदानीमेव यदा अहं न डिपेंडेंट क्लॉज एवं अहं कथयन् आसं तदा अहमपि चिन्तयन् आसं न सो यदि यत् ततोः सम्बन्धः तथा क्रियते तर्हि तथा अपि यः न पदार्थः यत् शब्देन निर्दिश्यते स एव पदार्थः तत् पदेनापि निर्देष्टुं शक्येत इति तत् शोभनं वर्तते, अहं व्याख्यास्यामि। अन्यथा अपि वक्तुं न तृतीयपन्था अपि भवितुं शक्नोति तदतिरिक्तमपि।
कः?
न यः तथा चिन्तयति, यः तथा ध्यानी वर्तते, तस्मात् न तस्मात् तादृशात् मुमुक्षोः लोकः न विजुगुप्सते, लोकः न बिभेति, न स भिक्षां लभते। Okay, so yeah, there is a nice insight coming as Sri is asking and commenting. So as I told you, there is dependent clause and the main clause. So nabijugupsate is the main clause, and then there is the grammatical rule that there must be yat tado nitya sambandha, yat and tat should be connected, and then it's not necessary that what is referred by yaha in this sentence, this tat tataha in tat in this tataha must refer to that same entity. That is not always necessary, but that is one way. That way also we can interpret. So first, just we understood, I hope, as Shankara is interpreting. So that person who can see this way, who can cultivate this both way, double way vision of Atman in everything. So Atman in the essence, so or in the existence, in the being of everything. So he would never betray, never discriminate. So he would have this gain, So he would have this advantage. This, in a way, this knowledge liberates him gradually. So this is his way of interpretation. So there are other ways of interpretation, as Sri draw our attention. Patrick Olivelle, who has translated Upanishads. So according to him, so the tato nabijugupsate is, you know that gup, the root, means to hide. But when you have guptiz kidivya sun, so there is a Panini Sutra, and in that case, this sun, jugupsati, jugupsate, according to Panini already, and he was closer to the Vedas. He says that in case of jugupsa, there is no desiderative meaning. So it's already some sort of fixed idea of jugupsa is negative sentiment. So but you can start with gup, to hide. So you, if there is something disgusting, something hateful, you somehow contract yourself, you try to hide yourself. So that way meaning develops. But at one point, jugupsa means just hate. Jugupsate means to hate. So that is the normal way. But we can go deeper, and then we can start with gup, and we can still interpret with this meaning of hiding. So from that point of view, I'm not sure it is Olivelle himself or he gets it from other people, modern or traditional. So another possibility of interpretation is that Atma, so we can supply the subject of the main clause. To such a person, Atman, the truth, does not hide, so it doesn't hide itself, himself, if you say Paramatman, personify. So to such a person who can cultivate this Sarvatma Bhava, this feeling of so Atman in everything, and everything in your Atman. So to such a person, the truth never hides. This is beautiful interpretation. So this is one, another interpretation. And the third interpretation is possible is, again, so normally people, if people are harmful, so people are that way selfish, they have suspicion. So they're like bichikitsati. There can be doubt, there can be inhibition. So people cannot come closer. But if there is such a person liberated with such insight, then nobody wants to hide from him. Nobody wants to doubt him. Nobody wants to go away from him. So to such a mendicant, so such a so unknown, maybe wandering mendicant, he should not stay in one place for long. So he is traveling from one place to another place, collecting alms. He is not cooking himself. Whatever is available, he is eating. So to such a monk, so nobody hides, nobody hates. So this can be another interpretation. Okay, any comment there? Or any admonition?
अत्र आचार्य क्षम्यताम्, अत्र घृणपदस्य तात्पर्यं भेदभाव इत्यपि मया प्रतीयते.
कस्य पदस्य?
घृणपदस्य घृणपदस्य भेदभाव इत्यपि मया प्रतीयते.
अवश्यम्.
अतः येन आत्मा साक्षात्कृता तेन भेदो येन केन प्रकारेण नानुभूयते.
आम् आम् अवश्यं. न तत्तु तत्त्वतस्तु तत् सम्यगेव वर्तते, परन्तु यथा शङ्करस्य वाक्यं वर्तते, शङ्कर अग्रे वदति प्राप्तस्यैव अनुवादोऽयम् इति एवं कृत्वा सामान्येनैव न गृह्णीयात् प्रथमतस्तु. परन्तु तत्र भेदहानं अभेद दर्शनं कारणं वर्तते. सो बीजुगुप्सा भावः कार्यं वर्तते. एवं कृत्वा भेदाभावस्तु उपदिश्यते. यः भेदहानं कर्तुं शक्नोति तस्य फलं किं भवति इति अभेद दर्शनं, न घृणा इत्यादि यद् भेद कार्यं वर्तते तस्य अभावः.
एवम् एतदेव द्वैत दर्शनं.
आम् आम् न अद्वैत दर्शनम्
अभेदभावम्
अद्वैत दर्शनम् उपदिष्टं न यस्तु सर्वाणि
एवम्।
भूतानि आत्मन्येव
एवम्।
अनुपश्यति सर्वभूतेषु च आत्मानम् अनुपश्यति इति अभेदोपदेशः न अभेद
एवम्।
तत्त्वोपदेशः अभेद दर्शनोपदेशः भेद अनोपदेशः वर्तते तस्य फलं किं भवति इति भेदकार्य अभावः भेद
भेदभावः
आम् भेदकार्याभावः भेदेन यद् यद् किं तत्र विघ्नानि विघ्नाः भवन्ति ये तत्र विघ्ना प्राप्नुवन्ति तेषाम् अभावः तेन भवति इति
बहु सम्यक्
अग्रे अग्रे अवशिष्टं वर्तते शङ्करस्यैव तत् पठामः पुनः चिन्तयामः अन्यत् किमपि यः कोऽपि अन्यः किमपि वक्तुम् इच्छति चेत् नास्ति भवतु तर्हि okay, so just maybe I briefly summarize what we just talked. So the mantra is teaching us the vision, the insight of non-difference. So or gradual abandoning, so gradual renunciation of this view of difference. So this discriminatory view, discriminatory perspective, let's say. So if we have this kind of non-dualistic perspective and then unifying perspective, all embracing perspective, then we will not be hindered. So there will be no vighna. We will not be hindered by the products of Veda, products of difference, products of so tussle, let's say. Why tussle? When there are two. So when the dvitiyad vai bhayam bhavati. So whenever there is difference, there is a tussle, there is fight, there is so like discrimination. Once you can develop this kind of perspective, emancipated perspective, then you will not be hindered by this thing. So even if you are in the process of internalizing and then realizing this perspective, even in that process, if you are cultivating this kind of perspective, that helps you, you will not be hindered by in any way, mentally, physically, spiritually, philosophically, by this division, difference. Okay, agre gacchama. प्राप्तस्यैव अनुवादोऽयं न शंकर कथयति प्राप्तस्यैव अनुवादोऽयं अनुवदनम् अनुवाद यद् पूर्वमेव प्राप्तं वर्तते कथं एतद् प्राप्तं वर्तते न सर्वे जनाः जानन्ति न सो घृणा न कर्तव्या इति न तद् अग्रे वर्तते सर्वा हि घृणा आत्मनो अन्यद् दुष्टं पश्यतो भवति. So any kind of disgust, any kind of hate, any kind of discrimination that starts once you start to see anybody or anything worse than you or somehow blamable, so somehow filthy, wretched, then you start cultivating disgust or hate or discrimination. If you see everywhere yourself, everywhere the self, you don't see any, you don't find anything to blame. You don't find anything polluted. Then there is no discrimination. There is no untouchability. Everything is one. So, sarva hi grina atmano anyad dushtam pashyatha bhavati. So, yah pashyati षष्ठी वर्तते तस्य भवति यह तथा पश्यति यह आत्मनो अन्यान् दुष्टान् पश्यति तस्य तथा दृष्टि भवति तथा घृणा भवति यस्तु न सर्वाणि भूतानि आत्मन्येव अनुपश्यति सर्वभूतेषु आत्मानं पश्यति स कथं न जुगुप्सेत स कथं घृणां कुर्यात् आत्मानम् एव अत्यंत विशुद्धं निरन्तरं पश्यतो न घृणा निमित्तम अर्थांतरम अस्ति इति प्राप्तम एव. न अग्रे वदति भाष्यकार आत्मानम् एव अत्यन्तं विशुद्धं निरन्तरं पश्यतः जनस्य यः सर्वान् अत्यन्त विशुद्धान् पश्यति न तत्र अन्तराले किमपि अन्यद् नास्त्येव इति पश्यति इति चिन्तयति सर्वम् आत्मैव वर्तते न आत्मनाम् अन्तराले न तत्र किं बहुविधं गतानामपि न बाहुविध्यं गतानामपि संसारं गतानामपि आत्मनाम् अन्तरे वस्तुतः किमपि अशुद्धिः नास्ति किमपि भेदः नास्ति इति यः अत्यन्त विशुद्धम् आत्मानं पश्यति न सर्वत्र पश्यति तस्य घृणा निमित्तमेव नास्ति अर्थान्तरमेव नास्ति घृणाया निमित्तं किं वर्तते अर्थान्तरं न भेददर्शनम् अर्थान्तरदर्शनं यदि अर्थान्तरमेव नास्ति सर्वत्र आत्मैव वर्तते न आत्मा 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 न सर्वत्र आत्मा एव वर्तते तो अर्थान्तरं नास्ति एषः अपि आत्मा सोऽपि आत्मा सर्वत्र आत्मा अन्यत् किमपि नास्ति तर्हि घृणा भवितुमेव न शक्नोति इति प्राप्तमेव वर्तते ततो न बीजुगुप्सते एतस्मात् कारणात् ततः तस्मात् न ज्ञानात् तादृशः जनः न बीजुगुप्सते घृणां न करोति न इति व्याख्या वर्तते हि यतः न तत्र कारणं वर्तते so here this is in a way this is narration of what is already known to people no? So if you can see in also social context if you can see yourself in everyone and then everyone in yourself you have no discrimination so then you cannot have this any kind of negativity any kind of negative feeling no disgust no hate no anger no greed so that is known so what is in a way already known reality that is here narrated again no so as a reward as a result maybe in a way it would be in exalted in a higher plane in exalted mode so he explains it further and says one who is seeing others as polluted as blamable then he can have negative sentiment but anyone who is capable of seeing everywhere Atman, everywhere oneself, no, or the self as innately pure, extremely pure, there is no possibility of any gap in purity or any gap in any way. So for such a person, there is no reason, no cause, no ground for any kind of negative sentiment, negativity. So that way, such a person who is cultivating this kind of feeling, who is having this kind of perspective, so such a person, he never sees anything in the world negatively, or he is, in fact, will not be able to see anything in negative light. Okay. I stop there probably, but we can discuss if you have things to ask or discuss. Anybody?
In the very beginning, you mentioned you were talking about Jiji Visheth.
Yeah.
Just to that construct, is it saying if you wish to or you must wish to?
Yeah, no, this must or should, that comes from optative. No? So there is optative. So this is kind of instruction in a way. So that way you must.
Because
I would say the Vedas are instructing you that way. You should desire to live your full life that way.
Okay.
Yeah, and in a way again, so we can go back as you are going. We can go back to those first instructions and then say that what is taught in this mantra also is in a way, tato na bijugupsate, is that way his life will be easy. He will be able to live his full life in this way. No? So we can again relate it back to that instruction. If you can cultivate this kind of sentiment, this kind of perspective, your life will be easy. Your life will be full, no? In every way. Yeah.
Yes.
Any remark? Anybody else?
I have a question about this avyakta.
Yeah, abhyaktadini. Yeah.
What is this avyakta state? I mean, is he describing some kind of an evolution?
No, but like, you know, in Gita also there is like abhyakta. So most people, or most of the time, we associate abhyakta with Sankhya. In Sankhya, abhyakta is the ultimate state of Prakriti. No? In some version of Sankhya, even Purusha can be abhyakta. Anyway, so abhyakta literally is unmanifest. That one which is literally vyakta is manifest. Abhyakta is not vyaktaha, abhyaktaha. No? So that way, that which has not yet got any name and form. So that would be the, and then according to the context, many people interpret it. So in some context, they interpret it as the Hiranyagarbha, or as Hiranyagarbha, or even before Hiranyagarbha. So there is, before it takes any shape, any form, any visibility, so phenomenal existence. So before that, it is there, but it does not appear. No? So it is something like they use abhyakta, asad, these even asad, these adjectives to describe the primordial existence. No? So the primordial, then metaphorically they say primordial space, primordial ocean, where everything takes place. So this would be, in a way, hypothetical, the first let's say germination of the truth towards the world. So that is abhyakta.
So this is a state of matter and not of consciousness, or
no,
what category is this?
No, but if you go by Vedanta, everything is starts from consciousness. No? Consciousness, and then when it devolves, I would say, not evolve, but devolves downward, and then consciousness disappears. Consciousness gradually disappears. So for them, abhyakta is, it's like, for them, abhyakta is even before the mind, or in a way, like you can say, mind. No? Like in Shatapatha Brahmana, they interpret mind as na sad, na asad. So it would be probably after abhyakta. So let's say first Brahman is there, Atman is there, that is or this Pragyana Ghana. Then you have so this abhyakta. No? So it is still asad. It is not yet that way visible. It is moving towards visibility or phenomenal existence. And then there is na sad, na asad. So that would be mind. That would be mind. So abhyakta is, in Sankhya scheme also it is that way. Abhyakta is even before mind. So it is more conscious, more Atman than mind, I would say.
Okay, thank you.
So it is a hypothetical reality, but we can posit such a thing. So if we start from this all-pervasive Atman, and that gradually devolves and comes down to stone and soil, so down to earth. So that is their scheme. So abhyakta would be extremely much more sentient, and then much more conscious than anybody we regard as conscious.
Yes, so it's the first evolute in a way.
Yeah, first evolute. Yeah, exactly. First evolute, and then, so he's saying, let's say, simplify and say that starting from the first that way hypothetical evolute to the how you say, the final product. Final,
which is dead matter in a way.
Yeah, matter, sthavara, earthly material. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's helpful.
Welcome. Anybody else?
There seems to be two streams of thought in this. The first three verses seem to be talking about how to live life.
Yeah,
how
way
to,
of life.
And the second, previous three sentences seem to be pure understanding, more of understanding than opposed to,
You mean
how to,
two, perhaps, no? The 4 and 5 is more understanding, more about the tattva.
Yeah.
And then this, again, this is already now coming probably back to way of life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, this and the next also is about way of life. No?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like enlightened way of life. Yeah. And then actually the third was admonition of unawakened mundane way of life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, let me tell that I believe that good students make good teacher. No? So if you pose good questions, challenging questions, I am compelled to think. No? So otherwise, I can go one way and one way of interpretation. So try to challenge, try to ask difficult questions.